Good morning, River Ridge. I'm Ethan Fernandez.
And I'm Lorelai Higgins, and this is the KORR broadcast for the week of November 18th.
The second blood drive of the school year is scheduled for this Wednesday, November 20th from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The bloodmobiles will be located behind the cafeteria and gym. Students must be at least 16 years old, weigh a minimum of 110 pounds, and have a signed consent form. You may pick up the consent form in Student Services.
The Literacy Night is still accepting books and looking forward to expanding their collection for the event on December 10th. Students who donate books are eligible to receive volunteer hours as well. Don't miss out. To recognize one of River Ridge's teachers, I recently had the pleasure of interviewing Mr. O'Leary. Here is the footage of our conversation. When asked about what inspired Mr. O'Leary to become a teacher, here's what he had to say.
Teaching for 21 years, so I'm on year 21. Both my parents were school teachers, but growing up and seeing my dad and how much he loved teaching, I think that had an impact on me, and basically is the reason why I'm a teacher.
During Friday night football games, you can find Mr. O'Leary in the press box taking music requests and interacting with the crowd.
The high school coach at the time, Coach Benjamin, reached out to me and said, "Hey Jamie, I'd love to have you do the high school football games." And at first I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready for, big time Friday Night Lights, but I took the opportunity and ran with it. I haven't looked back since. I really, really enjoy it.
I asked Mr. O'Leary what has been the most rewarding experience as a teacher. Here's what he said.
Seeing my students have success later in life, I think that is so rewarding for me. And I think that's why a lot of us teachers do it. I can't tell you how many times I've been stopped outside of school, and either it be a student who's now an adult or parent who has shared with me how much they enjoyed my class. Knowing that I was a part of their time in high school or middle school certainly makes me feel good, for sure.
As the voice of River Ridge, Mr. O'Leary told me what it's like to be a commentator.
Being the voice of River Ridge, that's super cool because I get to interact with kids that I might not be able to outside the classroom, but being the announcer, wow, I get to interact with the football players, but I also get to interact with the band, cheer team, dance team, parents who might not know who I am, know me from the football games, and knowing that I played a part in those special memories. Man, I mean, come on, man, what's better than that?
Being a commentator requires support. Mr. O'Leary tells us who he works alongside with to make the job possible.
The ROTC, Colonel Morgan, I couldn't ask for better support because he allows me to work with the ROTC students. And when you think about the ROTC, you couldn't think of a better, fine group of young men and women at our school. They're the ones doing the heavy lifting. I would not be able to do the game without them.
To gain a better understanding about his role, he shares with us how he enhances his connection with students to embrace school spirit.
My job as an announcer, I'm trying to create a vibe. I want Friday Night Lights to be an experience. I couldn't do it without certain members of the posse. I couldn't do it without the cheer team. That's part of my strategy, being open to hearing what other people might suggest to make it a better overall experience.
In closing, Mr. O'Leary leaves us with this message.
To stay curious, to never stop trying to be the best version of yourself. When you think you figured it out, you realize that you have a lot more to learn, and it's got me pretty far. I'm going to quote Jane Fonda, if I could. Stay curious, keep learning, and keep growing, and always strive to be more interested than interesting.
That's a very, very nice quote.
Yeah.
We met up with senior Chloe Cerniglio to congratulate her on being named Outstanding Senior for the class of 2025. Here's what she had to say.
It feels really good, but I'm super shocked. That was really unexpected. I did not even know. I'm grateful for everyone that I've come to know. This high school has brought so much joy and memories to me that I'm just overfilled with joy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mrs. Smith, our graduation enhancement teacher, organized a passion project called Badges of Honor. The expo was held on the track on Thursday, November 14th. Juniors and seniors were given the opportunity to explore careers with Pasco County Fire and Rescue, Pasco Corrections, and Pasco County Sheriff's Office. ABC News came out to cover the event. To see the coverage, the link will be provided in the description below.
Now, on to Jamila and Maddox with our sports agenda.
Hello everyone, I'm Maddox with this week's sports news. Starting off with a recap of last week, girls basketball had 2 preseason games, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. The first against Nature Coast with a win of 54-37, and then on Thursday they had another game against Cypress Creek. On Tuesday and Thursday of last week, boys basketball had 2 preseason games against East Lake. Boys soccer had 2 games last week. The first was on Monday against Steinbrenner, which resulted in a 2-0 win. And then on Wednesday, they played Lando Lakes, which also resulted in a win. Girls soccer had a staggering win last week on Tuesday against Zephyr Hills with a final score of 8-0. Girls soccer sadly did not win on Thursday against Cypress Creek, but they're going to bounce back next week and hit them hard. Lastly, girls weightlifting had an event on Wednesday of last week. That's all for this week's recap. Now on to Jamila for a look at what sports are happening this week.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamila with this week's upcoming sports news. Tomorrow the 19th, the boys basketball team will play a home game against Zephyr Hills, followed by an away game at Weeki Wachee on Thursday the 21st. The boys soccer teams will be on the road today and tomorrow facing Sun Lake in an away game on both the 18th and 19th. On Friday the 20th, the varsity team will host 5A, while the JV team will play away at Mitchell. The girls soccer team will play an away game at 5A on Wednesday the 19th and another at Wiregrass Ridge on Thursday the 20th before returning home on Friday the 21st to face Mitchell. The girls basketball team will take on Sun Lake in an away game on the 19th, then return home for 2 games, Weeki Wachee on the 21st and North Tampa Christian on the 22nd. On the 20th, the girls weightlifting team will compete in a meet at 5A. Be sure to show up and support all our athletes.
Both the boys and girls cross-country team were Sunshine Athletic Conference champions. First time for the girls in 27 years. The next week, the team traveled to Citrus County for the district championship. Both teams advanced to the regionals, the boys being district runner-ups, losing to the 6th-ranked team in the state. Last weekend, at the regional championship, the boys were able to pull together and advance to the state championship on November 16th in Tallahassee.
Senior Caden Haxton was named Pasco County's Men's Swimmer of the Year. Congratulations, Caden.
Nation, what's up? This is Mr. O'Leary. I'm letting everybody know that on Wednesday, the 20th, 1:30 in my classroom here, 3110, we will be having an informational meeting regarding girls flag football. That's right, flag football coming to River Ridge. This will be the inaugural season, okay? Be a part of something special. Come on out for the information. We hope to see you there. Any girl interested, 9th through 12th, please, 1:30, Wednesday the 20th in my classroom. Hope to see everyone there.
Young ladies interested in playing high school softball should plan to attend a softball informational meeting right after school on December 4th in the Hope Classroom. If you wish to play this season, you will need to have all paperwork submitted and cleared by athletic clearance. You will not need this done before the meeting, but you will need it done before you can participate. For more information, please see Coach Gluba or Coach Oliver in room 2101 or during lunch. That's all for this week's sports news. Now on to Nick with this week's forecast.
Are you ready? Is you ready? Ready. You say you ready. Whole squad ready. Ready. Is you ready? Are you ready? Ready. Is you ready? Whole squad ready. We came here to see Jet. What you got? No, not on my watch. No way. Bring what you got. I'm going to the top. You can bring what you got. I'm going to the top. Bring what you got. Bring what you got. I'm going to the top. I'm going to the top.
Are you ready? You know what time it is, right? They don't want us to make it.
Hey all, I'm Nick with your weekly forecast and updates on the weather. Monday will start the week for us being mostly sunny. Tuesday will most likely have showers in the afternoon, and Wednesday will also be rainy with a 58% chance of rain. The average highs for this week will be around 76 degrees, while the average low will be around 63 degrees. And as for the weekend, Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 71 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. With Sunday being partly cloudy, the high will be around 69 degrees and the low being around 56 degrees. That's all I have for this week's weather. Make sure to stay safe, stay cool, and have a great week.
Wicked, the highly anticipated movie adaptation of the Broadway hit, is finally arriving in 2 parts. Part 1 of Wicked will be released on November 27th, with Part 2 following in 2025. The film, directed by John M. Chu, brings the magical world of Oz to the big screen. focusing on the untold stories of Elphaba, the green-skinned outcast who becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. Starring Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda. The film promises to deliver visually stunning moments and iconic songs like Defying Gravity. Fans of the original musical will be eager to see how the Broadway magic translates to film, and the casting choices have only heightened expectations. Meanwhile, Gladiator 2, the long-awaited sequel to the 2000s epic, has hit theaters. With an impressive cast led by Paul Mescal, directed by Ridley Scott, the film continues the story of the Gladiator universe, following Lucidius, the son of Maximus, as he seeks revenge after his home is invaded. The film also stars Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, and a returning Connie Nielsen. Gladiator 2 premiered in Sydney on October 30th and is now showing in the UK, with the US release scheduled for November 22nd. All the early reviews have been positive, and there's already talks for Gladiator 3. Back to you, Ethan and Lorelai.
If you missed any of our QR codes, all links will be provided in the description below.
That is all we have for this week's broadcast. Tune in next week for more River Ridge news and have a great day.